This undrafted free agent is tearing up Washington Commanders training camp right now. Does he have a real shot to not only make this roster, but actually start? Let's talk about it.
After 20 years, you know we back on. No more Snyder, more McLaurin. 1-4 with the passion, you know we scoring. FedEx field back lit, no it is not boring. John Allen lead the troops, yeah you know we storming. Burgundy and gold in my veins, yeah I bleed that. St. Jude saw the ball, grab a pig, yeah I need that.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about this one specific undrafted free agent that has been turning up Washington Commanders training camp. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new content like this to the channel. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. Okay, so as we know, in Washington Commanders training camp, there is a left guard battle going on. And that is a question mark right now because we don't know who is going to play left guard. It's a battle between Saahdiq Charles and Chris Paul. As we know, right guard is figured out. But with the recent injury to Saahdiq Charles, as we'll discuss a little bit later, I think a guy by the name of Mason Brooks has put his name in the hat to not only make this roster, but also potentially play valuable minutes. Now, let's talk about the Saahdiq Charles injury. It happened today. I told you guys, I said the only thing that can hold back Saahdiq Charles is injuries. I don't have no doubt in my mind that Saahdiq Charles can play at this level. I think he can. He just can't stay healthy, and that's been his Achilles heel. Now, I don't think it's something major, you know. He suffered a calf injury today. I don't think it's nothing terrible or something that's severe, but it caused him to miss the rest of practice, and Chris Paul got majority of the first team reps. Now, again, like I said, I think Saahdiq Charles could play at this level, but every year since he's been drafted, he's been dealing with some type of injury. You know, and that was my biggest thing is like, bruh's always hurt, but he never plays. Like, he's not a starter, so how's he always hurt? You know, and that's what a lot of people had questions about. You know, they're like, I don't think he can't play at this level. I know he can play. Will he be available all 17 games? And we cannot have another revolving door on the offensive line this year. We know how last year went, especially at the guard positions, right? We missed terribly on both of our guards, Trey Turner and Andrew Norwell. We need some type of sustainability at those guard positions. It's very important. So we are hoping that Saahdiq Charles could be it. But again, something small like this could cost him. You know, and I think this is his last opportunity to prove to the Washington Commanders coaching staff that he could play here. If he doesn't play this year, if he's hurt, he's gone, bro. You know? So I think, again, Saahdiq Charles has the talent to play. I just don't think he can stay healthy. And I'm looking at Chris Paul like, you ready? Chris Paul like, I'm ready. You know? But another guy that threw his name in the hat today was Mason Brooks. Now, let's talk about Mason Brooks because he's been having a couple of really good days. So today, this is per Nick Kearns. He says, Commander undrafted free agent Mason Brooks, who impressed at guard during yesterday's camp in which he had coaches hyped. Stuffing Martinez multiple times. Here's he bullying a grown man right here. You know, they got a video of him doing it again. He has a real shot to make the 50-man roster. And again, training camp is one thing, but preseason will tell another thing. I would love to see what he does in the preseason. He's from Ole Miss. And I think, again, like I said, he threw his name in the hat for guard position. Another thing that we could look at out, too, is Braden Daniels. A lot of people looked at him as a tackle coming out, but now out there in practice, they talk about him being kind of small, you know, not having as much length as you would like as a tackle. So maybe Braden Daniels could throw his name in the hat for a potential guard spot. I honestly, now think about it, probably Chris Paul, especially if Chris Paul has a strong camp, continuing to have a strong camp and then going to preseason, then I think Chris Paul could be our starter. You know what I'm saying? Something minor like this for Sadiq Charles could definitely cost him at the opportunity. You know, they gave him first team reps. They gave him first dibs at this thing. All he had to do was take care of it. And again, I don't want to overreact, but I definitely want to keep it real because, again, we've been down this road every year with Sadiq Charles. He's always hurt. So something minor like this could, you could look at it as minor now, but then, a couple weeks later, he's still dealing with this thing. You're like, come on, Sadiq, what's going on? And again, we need a stable offensive line to be successful. We say Sam Howell is the make or break this year, and which is in fact true. But how do we expect him to have a fair shot if he doesn't have a healthy offensive line? Let's go through the offensive line one by one. Left tackle, Charles Leno. Left guard, it's a battle between Sadiq Charles and Chris Paul. But again, if Sadiq Charles can't stay healthy, what he's shown multiple times, I think I'm gonna put Chris Paul in that star spot. Then do you back him up? Do you put Mason Brooks, who's having a strong camp? Then at center, I'm gonna go ahead and put Ricky Stromberg. I'm going to put Ricky Stromberg at center just because I think they feel as though Nick Gates provides so much versatility here that they don't want to have to put him out there, right? Same with Wes Schweitzer. Wes Schweitzer can play guard to guard and center. So you don't want to start him at center and then he gets hurt or something like that and then you lose the depth at 3 positions, right? You don't want to do that with Nick Gates. So I think they strongly want to start Stromberg. The only way they start Nick Gates is if Stromberg is just not getting it, and again, preseason will tell the story. But I'm gonna go ahead and put Stromberg there, and then you go right guard Sam Cosmi and then right tackle Andrew Wiley. The only guys, that is the returning at their position is Charles Leno and Sam Cosmi, but not even Sam Cosmi for real, because he hasn't had a full season at right guard. Remember, Sam Cosmi was drafted as a right tackle. And then he made the switch to right guard in his second season. But his second season, which was last year, he dealt with so many injuries. So this, for all intents and purposes, is a brand new offensive line, ladies and gentlemen. It's a brand new offensive line. So we need to find a way to put out the right crop of guys if we want to have 1-4 standing up, and giving 1-4 a fair shot. I don't know what this Mason Brooks kid may turn into. It may ultimately not be nothing. But the fact that he's out there, impressing the coaching staff, having them hype, undrafted guy to Ole Miss, he could be something. He could be one of these camp guys that we turn around and we didn't pay him no mind early on, but it gets down to the nitty and gritty of it, and you get to that third preseason game, and he's getting the start in the third preseason game, and that's the game that tell it all, and then he makes the 53-man roster. I don't think as much as a long shot as other people think, though, because, again, what depth do we have at the guard position? Now, I'm not sure if he's a versatile guard, if he can play right and left, but I'm just going to assume he can. I want to assume that. So, you look at Mason Brooks and a couple other depth guys, those are going to be the people that's going to be behind potentially Sadiq Charles and Chris Paul. And you ask yourself, is that enough? Because again, these guys are in the trenches. You can get hurt without it being your fault. You know what I'm saying? You're in a run game. Somebody fall on your leg and get rolled up on your ankle, and now you're out. And then if Washington has to tap into that depth, we want to make sure that it's good. You remember a couple years ago, man? Our depth was amazing. You know what I'm saying? We had, a lot of guys step in and pick up where we left off. Then not so much last year, and then in 21, you probably don't want to say that too, but. So I think we need to figure this thing out. I don't even know if Mason Brooks is going to be the only guy that we keep. I think it could be another guy, one of these guys that's having a quiet training camp but could break out in the 3 preseason games that we potentially keep also. We need a lot of guard depth. Especially with our 2 guards. I'm not even mentioning really much of Sam Cosmi, but he struggled with health too. So potentially have more guards because we need somebody that can back up him just in case he goes down. Again, a lot rides on Sam Howell's shoulder, but a lot is dealt with that up front. And if that up front isn't right, how do you expect 1-4 to be right? So there y'all have it. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comments section. Mason Brooks, he's a potential undrafted free agent that can make this roster. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. See ya next time. I'm out. Peace.
Burgundy and gold in my veins, yeah, I bleed that. St. Juice or the ball, grab a pig, yeah, I need that. 1999 when it went wrong, but now we gonna turn a party like it's 99. Chase, I'm off the edge, hey, what's up, 99?